Before we commence the program, we request the audience to kindly switch off their mobile phones and please keep them on silent mode. May I now request all members in the hall to rise and remain standing till the procession is seated, please. Requesting all members in the hall to rise and remain standing till the procession is seated. I, may I please request all members in the hall to rise and remain standing till the procession is seated. Please, please keep the aisle clear. Please keep the aisle clear. All rise.
If you hear a voice within you say, "You cannot paint," then by all means, paint, and that voice will be silenced. Vincent van Gogh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to our beloved chairman, managing director, guests of honor, dignitaries, respected governing council chairman, governing council members, faculty, graduating students and their parents, guests from media, industry, well wishers, ISBR team, and students. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome all to the most awaited Convocation Day of ISBR Group of Institutions. We start our day by invoking the blessings of the Lord Almighty. I call upon the invocation team.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यगलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसराराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गुणगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि.
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. May the light of knowledge remove the darkness of ignorance. May I now take the privilege in inviting our esteemed dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp.
It is an honor to have with us our guests who have kindly consented to grace the occasion. We extend a warm welcome to them all. I now request Dr. Manohar, Senior Director, ISBR, to honor our chairman, Shri Prakash Kothari ji. Thank you, sir.
We are delighted to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. C.A. I.S. Prasad, President, FKCCI.
Dr. C.A.I.S. Prasad, President, FKCCI, for his significant contribution to society in the field of profession, medical relief, charitable and social causes, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Professor Sri V.S. Siddhagoda of Tumkur University has conferred the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, on 5th March 2021. He is a patron member of FKCCI since 1994 and is actively involved since 2000. He was elected to the managing committee member since 2007. Presently, he is the president of Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, sir. Dr.
I now request Dr. Manish Kothari, MD ISBR, to honor Dr. C.A. I.S. Prasad, President, FKCCI. We are privileged to introduce our guest of honor, Shri N. Venu, Managing Director and CEO, Hitachi Energy India Limited.
Shri N. Venu, Managing Director and CEO, Hitachi Energy India Limited. An alumnus of the National Institute of Technology, Warangal, Sir Venu began his career in 1988 in Chennai with English Electric Company, a British industrial manufacturer formed after the armistice of World War I. From there, he went on to build extensive experience in the energy sector across geographies and steered numerous global change management initiatives to notable success. An active member of professional bodies like Smart Grid Foundation, SIGRE, IEEE, and IEEMA. Sir Venu is committed to innovation and the amalgamation of business and social responsibility in pursuit of shaping the future of sustainable energy. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, sir.
I now request Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar to honor Shri N. Venu. We are happy to introduce our guest of honor, Ms. Latika Pai, Country Head, Microsoft Venture Capital and PE Partnerships.
Ms. Latika Pai, Country Head, Microsoft Venture Capital and PE Partnerships. Ms. Latika Pai is the founder of Sonda Connect and has worked with close to 100 female founders from 8 countries to help them accelerate the work they're doing. She is also a founding board member of CXXO, a Kalari initiative to invest in female founders. Currently, Ms. Pai is the country head, venture capital and private equity partnerships at Microsoft. She has led the charter for Microsoft by launching Highway to 100 Unicorns across 16 countries to identify and nurture high potential startups. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, ma'am.
I now request Dr. C. Manohar to honor Ms. Latika Pai. We are happy to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. K.K. Agarwal, Chairman, National Board of Accreditation, who could not be with us here today.
Shri K.K. Agarwal, Chairman, NBA. Professor K.K. Agarwal obtained his Bachelor of Engineering degree from Punjab University and Master's degree from NIT Kurukshetra. Later, he did his PhD also from NIT Kurukshetra. After a distinguished service of 27 years at NIT Kurukshetra, Professor Agarwal served as Pro-Vice Chancellor GJU Hisar for a period of 3 years and then as Founder Vice Chancellor of GGS Indraprastha University, Delhi for a period of 10 years. Professor Agarwal has published approximately 400 papers in the reputed journals, about 50% of these in international journals. He has been widely consulted by the industry, most notable being his contribution towards the reliability analysis of PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Professor Agarwal has been associated with NBA in various capacities since its inception and was chairman EEAC Tier 2 before taking over as chairman NBA on 14 January 2019. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, sir.
It is a pleasure to introduce our very own Governing Council, Chairperson Professor S. Sadagopan.
Professor S. Sadgopan, Chairman, IIIT DM, Kanchipuram. Professor S. Sadgopan was the Director President of IIIT Bangalore, a PhD granting university until July 2021. Earlier, he taught at IIT Kanpur and IIM Bangalore, as well as Rutgers University, USA, and AIT Bangkok, Thailand. Sir has won numerous awards that include Fulbright Fellowship 1995, Champion of Humanity Award of Hindustan Chamber of Commerce 2009, Rotary Honor of Vocational Excellence by Rotary Northwest Bangalore District 3190 2013. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, sir.
Never discourage anyone who is continually making progress, no matter how slow, said Plato. ISBR takes pride in our governing council. They drive us in the right direction and at the right speed. We are delighted to have our governing council members among us. Mr. K. Jairaj, former Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka. Mr. K. Raghu, industry expert, former president, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Mr. Kamal Bali, MD and president, Volvo India Group. Ms. Tami bin Him, Consul General of Israel of South of India. Professor Jaidev M., Professor IIM Bangalore. Dr. T.V. Raju, Academician, Director Planning, RV Educational Institutions. Ms. Yashaswini, Industry Expert, CEO, Great Place to Work. Dr. C. Manohar, Senior Director, ISBR. Dr. K.S. Anandram, Senior Director, ISBR. May I now request Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar to honor all our governing council members.
A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, "We did it ourselves." Lao Tzu. The driving force behind ISBR is none other than Dr. Manish Kothari, Managing Director, ISBR Group of Institutions and BT Group of Colleges, and Director, Oxford College. I request Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar, Director, ISBR, to honor Dr. Manish Kothari.
I now request Dr. Patil, Registrar, ISBR, to felicitate our enthusiastic and visionary director, Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar. Thank you, sir. Faculty and HOD are the pillars of success of the institution. They give ISBR its true color. May I now request Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar to honor all the head of the departments present on the dais. Please extend a warm round of applause. I request Dr. Priyanka to honor Srimati Rasila Kothari, and Srimati Kavita Kothari.
One who learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and never plants, said Plato. Industry has played a key role in getting ISBR to make our programs more relevant, recognizing achievements of students. We are keen to acknowledge the partnership of these industries partners in different streams. We thank and acknowledge Oracle, Sunzone Solar Systems, Bosch India, Accenture, NetApp, and Avtech. Can we have a big round of applause for them? May I request Dr. Manish Kothari, Managing Director, to honor them, please? Dr. Chidambara Ganapaya, Senior Director, Oracle Corporation, Bangalore. Sunzone Solar Systems, Bangalore. Mr. Natraj GV, GM, Manufacturing, Bosch India, Bangalore. Dr. Rajarajan, PR, Head Data Science, Accenture, Bangalore. Ms. Pratima Acharya, Senior Director, NetApp, Bangalore. Ms. Samira Kaur, Managing Director, Aficionado Technologies Private Limited. Thank you, sir.
He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander, said Aristotle. Now we request our Managing Director, Dr. Manish Kothari, to address the gathering.
Thank you. The two MCs for the day, we were looking at who should be your master of ceremonies. And the best thing that could happen was your professors, Dr. Kiran Bindu and Dr. Anju said, we will do it. But the people comparing here are your faculty. So this is for them. The view from here is amazing, awesome. It is worth the frame. And mark my words, this is mesmerizing. So to all of you who are on the other side of my view, this is for all of you in this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, members, dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries off the dais. Batch of 2021 and a few from 2022. So many firsts with this batch. An amazing, inspiring, awesome, A+, and the best batch ever to the history of ISBR. This is the batch today. Nothing was normal with the class of 2021. Nothing. And to say the least, in fact, not just at ISBR, this was across the world. It was only a matter of days, just within a few days, Zoom calls, virtual gatherings, and learning from home became a sudden new normal. That was for the batch of 2021. Man is a social animal, and imagine he is asked to life cut off from socializing, and more so for a millennial generation, how hard it must have been. That's this batch for all of us, ladies and gentlemen. Staying sane, embracing the new normal, yet discharging their duties. This batch did it all. The class of 2021 will remain special and will be etched in the history in golden letters for everything that they endured and everything that they stood for. That's the batch of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, at ISBR, this batch of 2021 is special for many, many, many reasons. And if I have to recall a top few, and as I recall, let there be a roar of applause for them. Roar of applause because they deserve it. The sheer diversity that this batch presented, be it cultural, academic, gender, a great mix of students who joined ISBR from their undergraduate or their previous years, or those who came from work experience. This was the batch of 2021 dignitaries. Class of 2021 at ISBR are the go-getters in true sense, from participating and leaving your footmark in events across top business schools. Like if you remember, IIM Bangalore, and you tore it apart. This is the batch of 2021. Class of 2021, you showed us how students can involve in research and publication. You started the whole new culture of research from students at ISBR. That's the numbers, that's the batch, ladies and gentlemen. Class of 2021 will always remain special for the seamless transition that you did from classrooms to breakout rooms. That's the class. Class of 2021 embraced change like no other. Your participation ensured learning never got compromised, and you did it, and that is why you are all here today. Class of 2021, my dear friends, virtual internships. It was unthinkable then in March 2020, if you remember, and you all did it. You know how? Seamless. Yet another reason which makes this batch so very special. That's again for you. Class of 2021, when the whole world worried about how are they going to get into the corporates, the cherry on the cake was you aced up. You aced up the placements and you showed the top-notch global recruiters, PwC, Gartner, Grant Thornton, Bosch, Dell, Deloitte, KPMG, Federal Bank, Volvo. You are in it. That's the class of 2021 to you, ladies and gentlemen. Class of 2021, when everyone else felt, how is research going to happen? How are we going to face the world? This is the batch which has today 22 scholars getting their doctorates, all during these tough times. Salute to you. That's the class of 2021. So many firsts to this class. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, class of 2021 has the first batch of graduating students of ISBR in the fields of BCom, BBA, Aviation, LLB, and MCom. That's the first batch graduating from ISBR, class of 2021. For this remarkable resilience you have displayed, for being the real you, the ISBR family salutes you and congratulates you on this occasion and reiterates the fact that this class of 2021 will remain special in our hearts. To the class of 2021. I would be wrong at this moment if I don't remember the parents and the faculty. I would like to recognize the contribution of the parents and faculty of this batch who bore the brunt of this COVID-19 pandemic. Parents for becoming a part-time wardens, teachers, faculty, lecturers, friends, and what not. They deserve a round of applause. Mark my words, friends, unpaid ones. These are the ones who saw that they ensure their wards get connectivity, their home become a mini classroom, they do their examination, they attend classes, keep up with the course month for months. They played the role, a multi-million role of everyone while battling the impact of the pandemic, financial certainty, and health challenges. Dear parents, we recognize each of the priceless moments that you would have spent with your wards, with your fellow students, with the colleagues, and making things happen. We salute you. For me and for ISBR, you are the real VIPs of today. We welcome you all with open arms. I would like to sincerely appreciate the wonderful work done by the staff and the faculty of this institution. We have faculty of all vintages, of all styles, and a few seriously technologically challenged. Mark my words, during these tough times, all of them without exception went into student mode to learn and a faculty mode to teach, to deal with the new technology of Zoom meetings, Google Classroom, collaborating the Google Sheets and whatnot. The transformation that would take decades some time was achieved in a matter of hours. They made it all seamless and look so simple. Faculties today also tell me that the notes that were made for your batch are used as benchmark for both the depth and width of syllabus completion. You accepted it. Dear faculty, this is for all of you at ISBR. This batch accepted it all and came out victorious, dear graduates. You again deserve a real strong round of applause. Let it be loud and large. So yesterday when we came to this hall, all of us, to see how the arrangements were, we went to the VIP room and I and Kiran Bindu were discussing. Kiran Bindu, professor of finance, and I asked him, what should I talk to my dear students, the close students, the people who make ISBR? And he said, Manish, be different. Let's break the old tradition. And there he left it to me. Oh, he said, let's be different and let's break the old tradition. I first thought, should I talk about Bill Gates or the Apple story? Or maybe the new Air India story that will inspire my dear students? Or could it be that Flipkart story which will make you realize how success is? Or that new Facebook idea? All these are surely the best ideas and are real motivating. But then it came to my mind again, let's be different. And I, at that moment, thought, let us discuss about someone who is more close to us, someone who is one amongst us, and someone who's from our own. Then yesterday late evening, I called this one boy by name Raman Dubey, one of your very own alumnus of ISBR Business School who has completed his post-graduation from this institution a few years ago. And I said, Raman, he said, sir, all fine. I said, Raman, please pen down your story and send it to me in the next 30 minutes. And I wish to talk about your story to my graduating students. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, Raman, pen down your story. I'm waiting for it. And he said, yes, next 30 minutes and that would be in your inbox. Raman Dubey comes from a village known as Dabauli, located in Bhagalpur, district of Bihar. He did all his undergraduate education from this place and his post-graduation from ISBR. In fact, his father sold his land to see that, the only land that he had, to see that his son's all expenses of travel, stay, food, etc. is taken care. Now, this was in the son's mind. He came to this institution, completed his post-graduation, and he had got too many job offers, but he didn't take any of them. He went back to his village. He went to the land which the father had sold and then started calling the farmers in and around that land and asked them, can you grow lemongrass for me? The farmer were anyways in bad shape And he said, what do we get out of this? And he told them, whatever lemongrass you grow throughout the year, I would have purchased them well in advance by paying you advance money. Oh, these farmers loved this idea and started growing lemongrass. So this land next to it, the next 4 or 5 lands started growing lemongrass. This man then thought of an idea and converted this lemongrass to the lemon tea powders. And he started marketing them. Lemongrass converted to lemon tea, and then herbal tea powder. Today, this boy has got orders beyond the number of lands. Today, this boy has almost 25% of the lands of his village growing this lemon tree. Today, this boy has been not only appreciated by the government of his state, but also by the government of the country. Today, this boy has achieved accolades and well wishes. During COVID time, when everyone was standstill, none of the farmers stopped growing this lemon tree because this had great immunity, and he was accepted left, right, and center. Today this boy has bought back his father's land that was sold to get his education done. This boy is one amongst you. After the convocation, please go to LinkedIn, search about Raman Dubey, find out about the company known as AgriFeeder, and you'll see what this boy has done. What have we learned from this lesson? What have we learned from this case of your own batchmate, of your own fellow alumni? One, it is not always English that makes you successful. It is proper communication that makes you successful. This boy had a tuta futa English, but his communication was A+, and he won over it by this. Second, look at solving small problems in and around you. Bigger ideas will automatically emerge. This boy did it. My dear friends, in your place, in your office, in this work area, if you see any problem, start solving them. And the more problems you solve, the better business ideas you'll get. And the Raman Dubey you'll become. The real ISBRian you'll become. Third, just concentrate on your work and do it well. Everything else will fall in place. Fourth, stay in touch with your alma mater and institution. Involve them in your life successes, failures, and journey. This boy did that. Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar, your director, and his faculty members buys his tea. They could have gone to a nearest store and bought the tea powder, but they take the tea powder from this boy that is done, and he has kept up and maintained his quality. They are now available in your canteen, and the security of the institution calls him and says, I am from Bihar, bhaiya. Kya ye chai ka powder mere ghar mein pahunch sakta hai? This has happened with this boy. I'm sure he would be getting hiccups there. The fifth one, design and deliver a good product or a solution. Concentrate on continuous improvements. Customer satisfaction is the key. From lemongrass, last week I see this man has the adrak teas and so many other powder. Once he had made a mark into his customer's heart, he has grown and he will go international very soon. Mark my words. The sixth important lesson that we learn from this boy and his story is promote local. Each one of us, ISBR did it. You have so many international brands, but you have so many Indians who have done great and better brands than this. Each one of us should see that we identify such brands and promote them amongst our people in and around us. This boy is doing it. We should all do it. There will be one moment in life, ladies and gentlemen, which will trigger the key inspiration in you. And after that, you should pursue it with passion. In this Raman's case, we asked him, how did this start? He said, during the mentorship of the institution, in the first or the second trimester, you all have something known as the startup challenge. During the startup challenge, I was forced into giving an idea. And I came with an agricultural idea and presented to the committee. And the committee appreciated me for this plan, which I presented it during the mentorship startup challenge. And I was appreciated. The moment I was appreciated with everyone, I made it a point that this is the roadmap that I am going to see. For each one of you, you will get such moments in your life. And the moment you get such an idea, plunge on to it, stand to it, and take it forward. This boy did it. This mentorship program was a turning point in his life. Same way in each one of you. You are going to get one such moment which is going to be that turning point for you. And the last one, which I would like to narrate in this case of Raman Dubey, is trust and let go. What he did was he invited the farmers and asked them to grow these leaves, lemongrass, and they all did it. He told them again and again, guided them, and he trusted them that they will produce a good quality. Partnerships is the key in life, and this boy did it. He led the farmers and made them his partners. All of us needs to win over hearts and take things forward. That's the lesson of Raman Dubey, and that's for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, to all these graduating students, to all the real smiles of today. ISBR wishes to get an opportunity to narrate each one of your such stories on one such platform, on one such day in ISBR. May you become one such stories in your life. With these few words, I welcome you all and wish you great success in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kothari, for your encouraging and insightful words. The right to question is usually more important than the right answer, said Plato. May I now request Dr. C. Manohar, Senior Director, ISBR, to set the theme of the Convocation Day and to present the journey of ISBR and the annual report to our ceremonial guests and to the audience.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಶುಭಕೃತ ಸಂವತ್ಸರದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. Dear friends, Honorable Chairman of the Convocation, the Chairman of the Governing Council, my inspiring leaders on the Governing Council, Managing Director Mr. Manish Kothari, all the faculty members, our guests from the industry, and all the invitees, and my young friends. Congratulations to you all on this beautiful day. Well, friends, 700 plus days that you all have spent in the campus, and to make you recall your beautiful memories in possibly a few seconds and perhaps minutes is rather challenge, but is a joy. In fact, you all must be experiencing Bangalore is so cool in this hot summer. Yesterday and day before yesterday, the last 3-4 days, there's been a great show of showers here. People who are coming to this convocation, one of the guests who are flying down, he was a great admirer of the stars. And on arrival this morning, he said, Dr. Manohar, I tried to look at the stars, but I couldn't find any. What is happening to Bangalore? And he experienced the show of showers. Today, I'm going to tell him all the stars that were there have all assembled in here in this auditorium, beautifully shining. That's what we see the glory here. Well, friends, the last 2 years have been very, very challenging for all of us. I don't have to decipher, explain what happened. But that COVID that came There were ways of looking at it. If you want to really solve a problem, look at problem as a solution. Dr. COVID gave us the solution. It's not the Dr. Livingstone. We have had several doctors, Dr. Sinclair or Dr. Frawley. There were physicians, there were astronomers. These doctors have given solutions. But this Dr. COVID gave us the prescription of COID if you want to really solve the problem. And that was, look at this world with compassion, with commitment. Look at with this world with compassion of commitment, then possibly you will find the solutions. And the next prescription was that every day you must take this second prescription is optimism. Optimism with an outstanding embracing, with a great understanding. If you do that, and then came the next prescription was vision. Have a vision with vibrancy and with veracity start working. And then I could come to the fourth prescription by Dr. COVID was integrate with integrity, move with the people, commit with the society, and finally, deliver with dedication and determination. These were the five prescriptions from Dr. COVID that came to, we practiced it. Many institutions got into trouble. We've known that. And quite a few have done very well. We wanted to be in that one which did well. We wanted to create that atmosphere and ecosystem where all the stakeholders, our students, our corporate, our faculty, government, everybody to be comfortable. How do we do it in a challenging time? There emerged what we call the metamorphosis. That is the saga of journey that ISBR has gone through. Now, how did we solve this problem? I would like to take you through in a few minutes in possibly different tracks, how we did it, who all contributed to it. In fact, we must be grateful to our very, very learned governing council. Our governing council, full of wisdom, full of visionaries. It's a combination of great wisdom that we got, all the governing council members. They were all introduced to you. And we are very, very lucky and fortunate to have been guided and directed by none other than the Bhishma of education sector today, Professor Sadagopan. Professor Sadagopan, we are very, very thankful to you, sir, for your very, very inspiring guidance. Professor Sadagopan is the Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and Guru Parameshwara. I mean, this is the kind of force and power that we have got today in the governing council with all the people that we have. The institution under the guidance of such governing council has been progressing. I would like to take, possibly it's not possible to take every single aspect of our growth, but would like to touch on some very, very important ones. Our institution, your institution, ISBR group of institutions has grown horizontally and vertically in terms of number of institutions, in terms of number of programs, the content, the diversity of our program. We have tried to make it as relevant and as real in times to be available to the society. There were many challenges we could face. Be it students had the problem of attending the classes. To start the campuses, there were other protocols that we had to follow. In spite of all that, nothing came short when we started connecting thanks to technology that we have had. So we have got institutions growth. New institutions have come to existence today in the ISBR group. Today, we have an evening college. The law college is expanded. We've introduced many new programs, be it sports management, healthcare, AI. Today, you name it, all the new programs are there in the basket of programs offered by the college today. The new education policy threw us the challenge, and also we picked up more of opportunities than the challenges. We let the challenges pass by, but we caught the opportunities. And that is what is guiding us, inspiring us to go ahead and do many, many things that we have. In fact, some of the leaders have been recognized. In fact, Dr. Manish Kothari himself got several awards, and we got deeply connected. Our directors have been given many awards. There are many to mention, and we got deeply connected to the industry bodies. In fact, today, if you all go to do research or search about ISBR, one of the finest factors that you find is the industry academia collaboration that we have. That is how we got the AICTI CIA survey platinum status for the continuous 5 years, one after the other, the last 5 years. Congratulations to you all. The leadership itself has been doing so well. The faculty have got several awards. It's difficult to name every single faculty and the achievement, but I would like you to go through that. It's so many, and I get inspired personally looking at the achievements of our faculty. In terms of research, perhaps there is a lot more that we can claim ourselves with pride. ISBR Research Center is one of the most successful research institutions in the country today. Within a matter of 5 to 6 years, the way it has progressed from 7 students to 170 students close to doing PhD and fellowship program in about 5 to 6 years time. I have not seen another institution doing this kind of thing. We do have PhDs. There are several scholars here. And then the number of students, the PGDM, MBA students we have in our degree college, the degree programs, the law program, executive education, a lot of things. And today, actually, 365 days, each day one student, 365 graduates are going to receive their awards today, their degree. As a congratulations to all of you. Friends, when it comes to awards and recognition, we are in the game of not just taking, giving and taking. Give and take is our formula. We get a lot of awards. ISBR is a host of awards that each year we are adding to the glory and the feathers to our cap. We're also giving awards. One of the awards is Guru Shrestha for the teaching community, Abhinandana for the women achievers, and Corporate Citizenship Award. Today, in fact, we have Volvo receiving the Corporate Citizenship Award. There are the representatives who are here to receive the award. When it comes to partnerships, across the globe, we have partnerships begun in all directions, be it US, be it Australia, be it Asia, Africa, everywhere. I think when it comes to partnerships, I should summarize in just one word. Our geography is growing, our geography is shrinking, but our biography is growing and expanding. I think that speaks about the growth that we have. I repeat, our geography is shrinking, but our biography is expanding. That just sums up what we have been doing here when it comes to partnerships and our growth. Well, friends, there are things that I still, I do know that we do have limited time, but I just would like to touch upon a few important aspects of what we have been doing. Our infrastructure. If you come to the campus today, you will see what is happening by the side. When in an attempt to go up, we have gone down now, meaning at least 2-story down has been dug now already for the foundation. So we are going down to go up, and that is a kind of a vertical growth that we are seeing to your own ISBR Electron City Phase 1 campus. And of course, another second campus is also doing very, very well. More things will come up. Our PU college, we got new program also, PUC, plus we have added 2 more years we started with 11th and 12th standard, now 9th and 10th also is being added. So you find the kind of a overall 360-degree growth that is happening both in terms of number of institutions, number of programs, the diverse programs, and all that we have been offering. Our deep connect with the industry is nothing but TMT. That is, we have trainers, we have mentors, and we have teachers all coming from industry. While we have one side the academia, the industry is very, very deeply connected. Our students' overall development is happening beyond classroom. They have become the real ambassadors of the institution, the way they're contributing to the institutions, not just the institution, and to the society. In fact, I must acknowledge, it is just not the rural immersion program that our students have been going. There is something called a rural adoption that is happening. They're adopting the people in rural areas at individual level and at the institution level. We are going to see, we thought we should do something more than what normally an institution do, and that is how we are going ahead with that. If there are many, many things that I would like to mention. We got the NBA accreditation. Now we are going for the renewal of NBA accreditation with much greater accolades and achievements, and which we are 100% sure to get that, and that is going to happen. So your institution is going to be, is more or like a permanent accreditation, and we are going to get in the second cycle of accreditation process for NBA. And all the preparation, thanks to our students, thanks to our parents, thanks to the faculty, it's been possible for us to take it to that level. I must also say that in terms of consulting too, in fact, we had a challenge a few years before. Today, we are doing very, very well. We got international connections and lot more things that are offering. We have got new partnerships signed with global universities. We have signed with industry bodies. I would also welcome one of our guest today, honorable guest, Mr. Prasad. We have signed MOUs with the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and many other chambers of commerce. We look forward to FKCC as well, that we have a way to do and we can work together. When it comes to academics, we have excelled. Come to research, we have more than excelled. When it comes to all other things, student development, entrepreneurship, in fact, Dr. Manish Kotari narrated a story of success to you, what we have done and what we have lost before us to do it. All our faculty members are today deeply engaged beyond the campus. And that's what we would like to look at it. Well, friends, there is a lot more things that we can talk about. We can go on. I just would like to end up with a few things. All our students here, you had a dream when you came to ISBR, but that dream has been realized. How and why? First of all, you should thank yourself that it was your effort that made it, with the help and support of our faculty members who stayed with you. Today, you can stand here awakened. The most important decision that you made at that time before joining the college, today you're more prepared in the society. You are more informed, better informed, and you are transformed personally and professionally. Your teachers have altered your perceptions of what the society is. And having gone to the industry, you would have seen the world is different today, and you geared yourself to do that. So you need to go ahead, pursue your ambitions. You have to build your network beyond just a relationship. That should become a bond of respect, a bond of friendship, and a bond of gratitude for you. As you pass through the portals of the institution ISBR, remember the values that you are taking from this and the values that you are leaving behind the institution. These two become the continuous bridge for our continued relationship. These are the milestone. Remember, even a convocation today is a milestone. What does a milestone tell you? It doesn't tell you how far you have come. It tells you how far you have to go. So that is what you have, a destination, you have a goal to reach. I wish you all best of luck. Here is a snapshot of what. More details are available on the website. I would like you to go through and see that. Congratulations to all of you, my friend. Thank you very, very much for this opportunity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Manohar. Can you play the video of the campus, please? We have the immense pleasure in welcoming the Governing Council Chairperson, Professor S. Sadagopan. I request Dr. K.S. Anandram to honor Professor S. Sadagopan. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life, said Plato. This day is certainly a red letter day in your lives, graduating students. Your hard work has borne the fruits of labor. We are here to commemorate your success. Now, may I take the privilege of inviting our chairman, Shri Prakash Kothari, to declare the convocation open.
I am pleased to declare the annual convocation ceremony of ISBR open.
Thank you, sir. Graduates, please rise. I now invite our director, Dr. Y. Lakshman Kumar, to administer the oath.
This convocation of ISBR group of institutions has been called for to confer the certificates upon the candidates who in PhD, PGDM, MBA, executive programs, BBA, BBA aviation, BCom, MCom, and law programs have been trained, examined, and certified to be worthy of the same. Let all the candidates rise. Both. Please put your hands like this. We, the graduates of the International School of Business and Research, hereby pledge that we shall, in thought, word, and deed, ever endeavor to be honest in the discharge of our duties, that in all circumstances we shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our institute and the nation, and that we shall devote all our energies to promote the unity and secular ideal of our country and utilize our knowledge in the service of our nation and society. We shall make wholehearted efforts to be good world citizens, upholding values, virtues, and integrity at all times.
Thank you, sir. By this oath, we promise we will utilize the knowledge earned for the good of society and we will share it with others. I now request you, sir, to hand over the list of graduating students to the ceremonial guests and confirm the same.
Sir, as the director of the ISBR Business School, I have the honor to present you that the candidates for the programs whose names are set out in the list, they have been found qualified for the said degrees to which I pray they may be admitted.
I now request Chairperson Governing Council, Professor Sadagopan, to admit the candidates to the respective programs.
By virtue of the trust vested upon me, I admit the candidates to the respective programs.
Thank you, sir. I request the audience to give a big round of applause to all the graduating students. Due to unavoidable reasons, Professor K.K. Agarwal, Chairman, National Board of Accreditation, NBA, was not able to attend this convocation ceremony. We miss him today, and we would like to play a recorded convocation address.
My dear Professor S. Sadgopan, Chairman of the Governing Council, Dr. C.A.I.S. Prasad, President of ICI, Shri N. Venu, MD and CEO, Hitachi Energy Private Limited, Ms. Latika Pai, Country Head, Microsoft Venture Capital, Shri Prakash Kothari, Chairman of the Institute, Dr. Manish Kothari, MD of the institution, other GC members, Director of the institution, directors of other sister institutions, dear graduating students and their parents, the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to be here on the occasion of your convocation, which is always a landmark in the history of any institution. I first of all seek your apologies for not being able to make it in person, although I had planned to be and wished to be, but certain situation forced me to be in Delhi, and therefore I'm not able to join you. My apologies. Let me also first of all congratulate the graduates of this convocation ceremony who will be honored with their degrees and other medals and awards today on this solemn occasion. Every convocation is a great occasion in the history of an institution and is a memorable event in the history. So I wish institution to keep on traveling further and further, ahead and ahead, and the standards which have been maintained by the institution and ensure that they keep growing. My first wish is that the institution keeps growing in these standards, keeps growing in quality focus, keeps growing in relevant focus, and ensures that its graduates are able to serve the society, serve the nation, and contribute to the profession in a big way. Having said that, friends, I was so happy to read about this institution and its growth in a short period of time. The institution has a long way to go, and I'm sure under the very dynamic chairmanship of Professor Sadgopan as the chairman of the governing council, whom I know for last about 3 decades, this institution is poised to grow further and further, better and better. My best wishes. Friends, when we talk about management education in general, for last several decades in the country, I find today when we have new education policy which has been launched in the country, I am prepared to believe that our management education had already taken a step in that direction even much before NEP was launched. I invariably say our management education is probably a prototype of implementation of national education policy in the country. It is only in management education in the country that we had student intake of various diversity. You could have student of arts, science, commerce, engineering, medicine, law in the same class, which does not happen in any other discipline anywhere in the education domain of the country. Now, this is a unique opportunity for us to leverage the diversity of the students among themselves, make their groups in such a way that they can solve the problems which require the knowledge of more than one discipline, which is incidentally the very great focus on the new education policy. I, for one, have always been believing that no complex problem of the country or anywhere in the world can be solved by the knowledge of a single discipline only. If you talk about, say, law, you can't solve all the problems. You talk about engineering, medicine, you can't solve all the problems. To solve real life problems, you need multidisciplinarity, and therefore students and teachers with diverse backgrounds to come together to solve the problems is a requirement, and management education has taken a step in that direction already. I wish it takes a quantum jump now and ensure that we take real life. I'm sure you who are graduating today would have realized by now, because many of you have already joined the profession of management, that life is not as straightforward and linear as it is in an educational institution. When you are in the field, the problems change. The same problem may have several solutions. Which solution is best will depend upon the context, will depend upon the situation. And that's a training, by and large, which our education institutions do not provide to our students. But that is something very, very important. And I'm sure the graduates of today will learn that management is diverse, management is contextual, management is situational, management is flexible, management is adaptive. You will have to understand and grasp the total scenario before embarking on a situation. I can give you an umpteen number of examples where it has been seen that situation to situation, the solution might change. I was going through an article which says why convocations are called Dikshant Samaro. Because an attempt has been made to connect it to Diksha and not Shiksha as such. We never call it Shikshant Samaro, but we connect it to Diksha. And a very rough definition which I read for Diksha was, Diksha is trying to solve unseen problems, and Shiksha is to solve known problems. So far, you have been primarily used to Shiksha, where known problems were solved, except for some case studies and things like that. But now you are in the field and you will go higher and higher responsible positions in the field, and you will find the solution to a problem requires many things, which you may call it sixth sense, you may call it common sense, you may call it gut feeling, whatever. But the solution will have to look into several dimensions of the problem before you can hit upon the solution. Recent handling of COVID is the most appropriate example for all of you to learn from it. COVID was a real life problem which engulfed all of us all of a sudden, and somehow we overnight shifted to online education and just made sure that in the country, 33 crore children are not asked to waste a year or two. We kept them engaged, we kept them busy, we kept them on education mode, we kept them on examination mode. I hasten to add, I do not say that online systems were the perfect replacements, but under the circumstances, there was no other option, and our teachers and students made the best use of it and tried to meet the deficit. If COVID would have been taken just as a health science problem, we would not have been able to really solve it to the extent we have been able to. COVID was to be recognized and was recognized as a health science problem for sure, but as a labor problem, as a social science problem, as a migration problem, as an economic problem, and so on and so forth. Now, unless we could look to the total dimension of the problem, the effects would have been far more disastrous than they were. And therefore, somebody rightly said that the best teacher award for 2020 should go to COVID, because COVID has taught us more than what any other teacher could teach us during the last 15 years, 20 years, because it was a real life situation and we learned during the real life situation. I know of innovations at the hands of the students and the teachers of this great country, where the solutions were found out of blue moon, out of nothing. I remember when ventilators were short, the students of this country designed ventilators of the size of the toaster in the kitchen and made sure that it's available. Another group of students felt that when you go sea diving, the helmet is connected to the oxygen and you breathe. Why can't that helmet with a change of valve be used as a ventilator? They did that successfully. Only replacement was a valve, and that also they did on a 3D printed printer, which itself was designed and manufactured in the laboratories of an institution. Why I am trying to tell you this is, friends, management will not always be what you learned in the textbooks. Management will not always be what you appeared in the examinations. Management will be your knowledge of many disciplines, your sixth sense, and you're trying to grasp the situation and trying to find a solution within the parameters of constraints. There is no solution which is unconstrained. Solutions are always constrained, and we will have to make sure that the solution, proper solution, is found. I invariably say that for a manager, the A solution on Monday may not be valid on Tuesday. It might change, and we should be open to that change. It's not mathematics that 2 + 2 is always equal to 4. We will have to play with this. I, being a part of this convocation of yours, give my all the very best wishes to you and hope that you will do very well in life. And finally, friends, before I close, I thought as chief guest, I can ask you for some of my expectations to be met, and I just read about 8 lines, which I hope you keep it in mind and will help you and help all of us. Number 1, I wish you to understand that discomfort is the price of legendary. Number 2, I wish you to understand that life is short, so today is the time to do big things. Number 3, I wish you to understand that success is measured neither by what we take nor by what we get, just by what we give and who we become. Number 4, I wish you to understand that your I can is exponentially more important than your IQ. Number 5, I wish you to understand that leadership is less about a title and the size of your position and so much more about your mindset. I wish you to have much less ego and much more humility, less being busy, more productivity, less entertainment, more education, less selfish, more selflessness. I wish you to help create a world of victors versus victims, encouragers versus deniers, and dreamers versus destroyers, because how high you fly is derived from how big you think, and how iconic you become is caused by how deeply you love. Finally, I wish you to remember that every giant leap for mankind resulting from a technological advance requires a commensurate step in the opposite direction, a counterweight to ground you in humanity. I hope you will achieve this balance in life. And I once again thank the management, particularly Dr. Manish Kothari, Shri Prakash Kothari, Professor Sadgopan, to make me a part of this great ceremony for this institution. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you and all the best. Thanks.
Thank you for those nuggets of wisdom, sir. It was indeed thought provoking. At ISBR, research is a key differentiator. We are delighted to present doctorates to our research scholars who have completed their research in various fields of management and commerce. May I request Professor Sadagopan, Chairperson, Governing Council, to hand over the doctoral scroll to the scholars. I also request our Senior Director and Head of the Research Center, Dr. K.S. Anandram, to present the scholars.
I congratulate all those research scholars who have completed the requirements of the PhD program of University of Mysore. Now I will call out the names of the research scholars. Please come one by one and receive your certificate. Mr. B. Harish Kamat. Mr. Bharat K. Miss Divya Yu. Mr. Prashant S. Miss Priyanka Kanzode. Miss Richa Verma. Mr. Yashwant Kumar. And Mr. Manish Kothari. I wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. C.A. I.S. Prasad, President, FKCCI, to address the audience.
A very good afternoon. The Chairman of Governing Council, Sri Professor Sadagopan sir, the chairman of ISPR Group of Institutions, Sri Prakash Kotari. Just now become Dr. Manish Kotari, the managing director. The other guests, N. Venu, managing director and CEO, Hitachi Energy India Limited. Mrs. Latika Pai, country head, Microsoft Venture Capitalist and PE Partnerships. All the distinguished governing council members, the great faculty, the parents, and my dear and near to my heart, my dear graduates. Let me begin with bringing the greetings from all the members of Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry, all the 30 district chambers of commerce and industry, all the 250 plus organizations of FKCCI, and all the illustrious past presidents and MC members. Let me congratulate all the graduates for being given the graduation on this, the most precious year of 75th year of independence, Azad Ki Amrit Mahotsav. What a great for each one of you to receive the convocation, to receive the graduation on the year of independence of 75th year. I would like to congratulate all of you in the moment. Quote the Prime Minister of India that innovation is life. If there's no innovation, the life is stagnant. I want each one of you to stand up and give applause to all the management and faculties who stood by you during the COVID. The COVID has brought the change of life, the change of the way of life, the way of learning, and the way of becoming the great human being. Can I all request the graduates to give the standing ovation to all the faculties, because but for their efforts, but for their untiring efforts, you know that how they've been learned and taught you to online education. Take your seat, sir. Next, applause to our Honorable Prime Minister of India was courageous to take a decision to allow the Indian manufacturer to produce vaccination. And today, we've been covered more than 100 crores vaccination. Today, we are here only because of the one person of the nation, the Prime Minister of India, who took the courageous decision to believe that Indians can and able to do. And today we must thankful to Honorable Prime Minister of India. When we have been 2.87 trillion economy, my graduates were being coming to 70th year of independence, when Honorable Prime Minister of India having the vision to achieve the mission of 5 trillion economy. Can you just think how much opportunities for each one of you? Dr. Manish Kotari has been brought. The charity begins at home. The success begins at home by bringing the best example, the alumni of this great institution. I stand before you. I know Professor Sadagopan, last 30 years been working in the STPA Pan India. I've been seeing you have been the fortunate to be in the citizen of this great Bangalore, where the last year, the IT capital, the startup capital is $1 billion. My good friend Prashant Prakash, the chairman of Vision Group, is also advisor of Manthan Group. Today he talks about 50 billion startup capital. When Prime Minister of India announced the Chinese apps ban, you must see the opportunities. By Dr. Manish and Sri Manohar, everybody talked about problems. My dear graduates, when the problems occurs, there are opportunities plenty. Here, what opportunity you have? The nation moves, that you know, that one nation, one constitution, one flag. Prime Minister has been wake up a call for Young India and Stand Up India. What we mean by Stand Up India? It's not just stand up and upload. That one person of Prime Minister of India has been working 18 hours for us, for the nation, for the next generation. Is it not our responsibility to work 18 hours a day, make this country proud and make this country to be a self-reliant economy? Dr. Manish talks about vocal for local, correct? And you have been in the Karnataka when CM has been talked about Nava Karnataka to Nava Bharat. The number of opportunities before you and 75th year of independence marks your day. And I'm sure that you must dream big. And you know, Anand Kumar Hegde once made a statement, Kanas Kanidre Himalaya Parvata Kargbekante. My dear young graduates, please dream big, dream high, and achieve. I'm sure that the ISBR, the institution, need not actually affiliated to Global University. Has Finance Minister been announced that India should have 100 global universities. I wish that ISBR should be a global university in days to come. And I've seen the Professor Agarwal given an convocation speech. He talks about faculty, talks about Shiksha. The convocation talks about Diksha. I want this Management School because the C. Manohar K. Raghu, past president, Institute of Chartered of India, the illuminaries have been here, that this institution talks about not Shiksha, this institution should talks about Diksha. And we at FKCCA, thanks to the bringing of national education, I being a chartered accountant, I being a science graduate, I being a law graduate, I'm being work in this institution for last 20 years, openly acknowledge and waiting to receive each one of the graduate to pursue your dream to become entrepreneur. We at FKCCA have been started innovating the young minds of business plans. Sir Sadagopan sir, the state government has been earmarked 12 crore seed money. The FKCCA has been earmarked 12 crore seed money for the top 20 business plans. My jury members talks about B.V. Naidu. My jury members talks about Prashant Prakash, Madan Padiki, and each one of you can become a successful entrepreneur. I want you to pledge yourself that you should be a game changer and you should be a partner in nation development and feel proud to be an Indian in incredible India. I'm sure that each one of you become a successful entrepreneur, a successful human being, and here the parents made the investment and they have the desire. What more, a proud father sitting here, Prakash Kothari sir, to see and witness Manish Kothari is receiving the doctorate award. What more, if the institution can make a model and bringing the best, and I've seen the new campus, I feel that if the institution gives me, I would like to pursue my PhD career. With finally, I stand before you, the nation, the Prime Minister of India, the Chief Minister of India, the parents, the faculty, the management is for you. Make everything happening and do the winners always don't do differently, but they do different in different direction and think differently, act differently, contribute for the nation and contribute to the welfare of economy. Don't forget to uplift the poverty. And I want this university also to become a digital university to reach the rural population and to connect rural. So wish you all the best. And I can conclude by saying those who have aspiration, the inspiration, the innovation, the creation with the mind to deal and accept the things for changing because learning is a never-ending process. Will have abundant opportunities. May God bless you. May this nation be feel proud upon your graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. FKCCI has always been a great support to ISBR and all its endeavors. We cherish this association. May I call two PhD students, one after the other, to collect their doctoral scrolls from Professor Sadagopan. Chandani MC. Chaitra PH. At ISBR, we have a culture to recognize great transformational organizations that have made striking difference to society. We call them the Eminence Awardees.
In recognition of their outstanding achievement in personal mobility space, we honor today the Volvo Group. We particularly recognize their commendable CSR initiatives. May I call upon Mr. Paul Abraham, Head Group Communication, Corporate Reputation and Brand, and Mr. Amit Sharma, VP HR, Volvo Group India, to come to the dais and receive the Eminence Award.
Shri Kamal Bali, President and MD, Volvo Group, India. Sir Kamal has been spearheading top global and Indian brands as president and CEO for 2 decades, and since 2014, he is the president and managing director of Volvo Group India, headquartered in Bangalore. A distinguished alumnus of the Indian Institute of Technology, Sir Kamal has an illustrious career spanning 4 decades, predominantly in the automotive and engineering industry. Starting his career with Eicher Group in 1981, he has worked for well known Indian brands and established multinational corporations in India. He has accumulated precious cross functional knowledge and is respected for his strong values based leadership and professionalism with strong ethos. ISBR takes immense pleasure in welcoming you, sir. Shri Kamal Bali.
I now request our MD and directors, along with the guests on the dais, to confer the Corporate Eminence Award to Volvo India Group. I request our professors in the booth, along with other guests, to present the award of eminence.
Recognizing potential and nurturing it is central to what we do. Gems of ISBR are those graduates who have distinguished themselves and hold out enormous promise to be leading managers of tomorrow. And it's a custom every year for ISBR to nominate students who have excelled in all fields and crown them as Gems of ISBR. We now request Shri N. Venu, Managing Director and CEO, Hitachi Energy India Partnerships, to release the Gems of ISBR. May I also request you, sir, to honor the Gems of ISBR with a copy of the book and a certificate. I now request Dr. Patil to call out the names of the gems.
Along with the gems, the students will also be given their degree certificates and gold medals. I request all of you to come one by one and collect it. Alhad Lokre, Anirban Dasgupta, Anju Kafle, Arindam Devnath, Divya Patel, Vikas Reddy, Rajat Kulkarni, Rohit MS, Shailesh, Sanjana, Siddharth, Rohit Nagpuri, Atreya Sinha, Gnanesh, Shraddha Pandey, Aishwarya, Shweta, Vishnu Suresh, Yashash G, Yashash G is also a Best Student Gold Medal awardee. I request Sri Prakash Patari to honor Mr. SSG with the gold medal. I also request Mr. Dr. Chidambara Gopaya to honor him with the Finance Excellence Gold Medal. Joel Bhattacharya, she has won the HR Excellence Gold Medal Award, and also ISBR has constituted Mr. C. Mahalingam Memorial HR Award, and she is the winner of both the gold medals. I request Dr. Pratima Achaya, Senior Director, Net App, to make the honor. Shweta Pujari, she has won gold medal in marketing excellence. I request Mr. T. Devendra, Managing Director, Sanjor Solar System, to honor her. Miss Aishwarya Land, martial art is gem and also gold medalist in finance from MBA side. I request Mr. Venu to honor them.
A very big round of applause for all the gems, please. And all the gold medals. Now, I request our guest of honor. Thank you, sir. Now, I request our guest of honor, Managing Director and CEO, Hitachi Energy India Limited, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Guys, I'm standing between you and me and the receiving of the award. Is that okay? Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and dignitaries on the dais, Professor Sadagopan, Professor Prakash Kotari, Dr. Prasad, Litika Pai, and Manish Kotari and Lakshman Kumar. So, I'm esteemed council members and also the faculty and parents, and above all, the dear students, or I don't call any more students, right? You're already, graduated now by this time, and you've been, I understand, I've learned that you've already been working over there. So you're young professionals in that. So most certainly, today is the last day you will think of yourself as students. But after spending almost 3 decades in the corporate world, as a professional, if you ask me, the one thing I learned is that you never stop learning. The learning is the lifelong learning. So this is the journey you started, and you're going to continue that, and you're going to continue further throughout your professional or other life, be it driven by your interest or just in the interest of a survival. Let me just give you, 2-3 things where it can try to relate to your aspirations and how we as a company, as an individual, we have done in the last couple of years. In the most recent case for me, it has been a new way of learning. Okay, over the past 2 years or so, like all of us know that this COVID pandemic has taught us completely how to, learn the new things, how to work differently, all those things, right? So we, Hitachi Energy, which I run the company, so it's formed a legacy of ABB, 130 years of legacy, and also more than 100 years of legacy of Hitachi. So combination of this is formation of our Hitachi Energy in that. We formed in 2019 December, 2019 December, you just remember these dates. And we did during a particularly curious time of our century, okay? And once, as many of you are management professionals, you understand that, in the corporate world, what kind of approval processes, what kind of, permits and the regulations, and once you get the approval, the time starts ticking up, those kind of things. I still remember we were in the process of listing our company in the Stock Exchange of Bombay and National Stock Exchange. And we were planned to do it on 30th of March 2020. And you all remember that 25th of March 2020, a nationwide lockdown. Suddenly nationwide lockdown has come, and then where we are supposed to go and list and ring the bell for our new formed company. So how do we do that? The BSc and NSC guys says, what do you mean by the virtual? They don't even know the virtual at that time. Everybody was trying to learn those things in that. And that's how, it was going on. And then we finally listed our stock exchange virtually on 30th of March 2020 in that. And thereafter the lockdown came. We shut our factories, we shut our offices, we shut our project sites.
to protect our people, because for us at Hitachi Energy, protecting our people is the paramount importance. We do everything possible. People who work for us, directly or indirectly, they go home safely every day. That's our motto, and we live to our motto every day. The lockdowns also posed unprecedented challenge for businesses and individuals around the world, right? But our ability to deliver while complying with government mandates was promptly tested. Also remember a date, April 5th, 2020. Our Honorable Prime Minister has called everybody to switch off the lights for 9 minutes. Do you recall this? Do you recall this? On April 5, everybody was supposed to switch off the lights for 9 minutes in the 9 o'clock in the night. This is the thing. But for a professional like us, or a company like us, it was a huge challenge. 1.3 billion people suddenly switches off. What happens to the power grids? How do we test the resilience of it, right? So much of, suddenly the load will come down and our systems are not geared up to do that. So this is a huge challenge. And how we have done, not only we, but there are many companies like us, through a close collaboration with the global and customer experts using future-ready technologies, digital technologies, adapting to various remote technologies, our engineers could remotely support our customers, our national utilities, running this 9 minutes show. And you know that it went off successfully in that. All this from virtual listing of a stock, of our company's stock in the stock exchange, to this grid level prevention of the grid level blackout for this nine minutes switching off happened in a span of 7 days. Just happened in a span of 7 days. And this brings to me to quote from COO, the Facebook COO Cheryl. What did he say? It's the hard days that determine who you are. You will be defined not just by what you achieve, but how you survive. So that's extremely important for all of us to understand how we survive in these changing times, challenging times. As one of the speakers talked about, how do we convert these challenges into opportunities and go on strongly from there on that. Through various lockdowns, our efforts made sure people had electricity from who have been working from home, who have been running, literally all of them, converted their homes into offices or whatever you want in that. Our business partner customers could remotely test 500 ton of transformer, which we never heard about that, right? Always you need to do on the ground, etc. in that. And also we commissioned almost $1 billion worth of project using a remote technology, which can serve to power almost 80 million of people in the southern part of India. In these 2 years, we had witnessed wondrous examples of innovation, collaboration, grit, and resilience. We had our share of setbacks also. Everything was not hunky-dory. We had also our setbacks. How do we keep our energy levels motivated? And then we had a problem with the domestic labor migration issues, then logjams in a global transport network. We are so interconnected, right? One small issue in a Suez Canal port can always have a catastrophic effect around the world in that. So soaring commodity prices, all those things have a challenges in that. But from challenges like this, the team emerged wiser and stronger, sharing more trust with a confidence in our ability to overcome adversity together. Things can and will change, and they change fast. And our ability to change with the times is a reflection of our intelligence. This comes from someone supremely intelligent, Albert Einstein. The reason I say this is for you to recognize that this applies to changing goals and ambitions as well. Always, you can take a role model. Always, maybe you wanted to do Rajiv Dubey or more than that. But any time of your life, or if you see that it's not happening, no need to worry. Take a step back. There's a huge amount of opportunities in the world. Who knows? You can open another Facebook. Who can open me another thing in the world in that? So move on that. There's always, it's a dynamic approach. Look at this, how you see at that point in time that.
You may already have identified your path and set yourself some milestone. This is extremely important. You have to be proactive in setting yourself how you want to be in next 5 years, next 10 years, and beyond that in that. However, at certain point in time, your journey, you feel compelled to venture another route. And I want to hear me when I say this. It's okay, guys. It's absolutely okay. You don't have to be, written on stone that your journey has to be like this, because you have a lot of potential, you have a lot of energy, and you can put all those into so that you can get to where you want to be in that. It's not giving up at all by adjusting adjusting some of the things. It's purposely okay to aim different things as you evolve. You are not born with a fixed ambition, right? It's not born with a fixed ambition. You're getting evolved as you think. What will see you through is purpose. Purpose is different from dreams. Purpose is different from ambition. Purpose is different from goals. Dreams change, and thankfully so. Otherwise, we would have been so many athletes, so many, astronauts, and so many doctors, so many engineers, right? But purpose remains lifelong, lifetime. From early on, my purpose has been to improve people's quality of life sustainably. This has been my driving force over the past 7 years. That's the reason I've stuck to a company who has the same kind of purpose for the last 3 decades in that. And I found facets of sustainability that I could contribute as a professional to organization. The company where I work for, the organization where I work, Hitachi Energies, its purpose is to advance sustainable energy future for all. Sustainability aligns with my personal ethos. The reason why we are talking about the sustainability after COVID-19, it has even become even much more driving force for every nation, every organization, and every individual to talk about that. We not only want to build this planet for our generation, but the generations to come on that. You probably heard about the net zero challenge. The net zero challenge is bigger than a nation or a company or a team or an individual. And sustainability is multifaceted. And at Hitachi Energy, we focus on the energy landscape. We feel the urgency and have the commitment and passion for driving the energy transition. This translates to 360-degree approach, from innovative technologies to devising ways to scale up these technologies and make these technologies available at locally at affordable, accessible, and from enhanced dialogues or supporting policies to nurture the diverse future talent. The operative word being is diverse. I grew up in a home with women. In my majority of my home, my mother and sister, we have a predominantly high, diversity in my home, and even now also I continue the same way. And this kind of the values which I have grown up and continuing also have sought to bring my experience to an industry that is traditionally male-oriented. You cannot be truly sustainable unless you bring everyone on the journey. Everyone on the journey. You cannot say that you have improved quality of life if you are not doing it for everyone. As an industry, despite all efforts, we are a long way from ideal. To sustainably tackle the skewed participation in a heavy engineering, and we have been trying to address in several formative way. We have started engaging with the NGOs to start a section of women in engineering, a multi-year approach on that. And we are also encouraging girls to pursue STEM subjects, etc. But it has been slow. It has been slow. But anything good is not easy, right? It takes time. It takes a lot of efforts. And what we need is absolutely perseverance is the key. We will drive that. We have a very clear goals in our organization as individually that where we want to take this needle. By 2025, we want to see all our workforce, 30% of all our factories to run by the women engineers, women professionals. And that's where we have a goals in that. And in case wondering, purpose makes good business sense too. Our focus areas bring us business opportunities in the green energy, in the sustainable, in the eco-friendly mobility, etc. And these are the line
with the push to make in India digital, as we talked about our Honorable Prime Minister's vision, make India digital, self-reliant, and finally carbon neutral. So do you recall in my beginning of speech, I was talking about we have listed our share on 30th of March 2020. So today, after 2 years, I can tell you that our share price is 5 times of what is listed 2 years back. And that talks about what we are. That talks about, walk the talk and those kind of things in that. So let me sum up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. I would like to tell you the 3 things, which is very, very important. Education is our permanent wealth. Learning is a lifelong pursuit. Learning is a lifelong pursuit. I've been learning for the last 3 years, not only from my graduation. I went to IMD school. I went to many other, you all call any of global college have been going. The idea is that we need to learn, but not necessarily you need to go to the college, or you can continue to learn on that. And the second one, very important, never lose a connection. Collaboration is the key. Never lose a connection. If you get onto that, keep on hooking onto that. Never be afraid to ask for help. People usually surprise you positively. And the third, the last one from me is very, very important. Find your purpose. Find your purpose. Purpose is beyond your goals, ambition, your dreams. If you are able to find the purpose, if you walk the talk, sky is the limit. Dr. Manish was talking about in the beginning when he said, the view from here is amazing, awesome. It's not only amazing and awesome, but the energy is even more that. The energy filled in this room shows that, you have a long way to go. The sky is the limit. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Srimati Rashila Kothari to honor Ms. Shweta Pujari with the Gold Medal for Excellence in Marketing. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. The human spirit needs to accomplish, to achieve, to triumph, and to be happy. We acknowledge the accomplishments of the students with the presentation of the gold medals. I request our guest of honor, Ms. Latika Pai, Country Head, Microsoft Venture Capital and PE, to present the gold medals to the students. I request the students to please come forward and receive their gold medals. The students will also be given their degree certificate. I request Dr. Patil to read out the names of the students who will receive the gold medals.
Mr. Manikanta ji, overall excellence in MCOM 2018-20 batch. Indraja, overall excellence in MCOM 2019-21 batch. Miss Aparna Singh, Dio, BBA 2017-20, overall excellence gold medal. Mahesh Beer, BBA 2018-21, overall excellence gold medal. Chaitanya Kumar Biswas, BBA Aviation, overall excellence gold medal. Miss Chetana JS, BCom, overall excellence gold medal. Mr. AVK Sai Jairam, LLB gold medal. Now I call upon our industry associates to honor the gold medalist along with Ms. Latika Pai, Mr. Devendra T, Ms. Aarti Sharma, PGDM Marketing Excellence Gold Medal. Mr. Maheshwaran, yes. I request Mr. Nataraj from Bosch, General Manager Manufacturing, to honor the gold medal to Mr. Maheshwaran S for placement excellence. Thank you, sir. Ms. Seema L, I request Mr. Dr. Raj Rajan, Head Data Sciences, Accenture, to honor Ms. Seema L for her excellence in Human Resource Management Gold Medal. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Patil. I request our guest of honor, Ms. Latika Pai, Country Head, Microsoft Venture Capital and PE Partnerships, to address the gathering.
I know all you graduates are waiting for that moment when all our boring speeches are over. I promise you this will be short. And I'd like to take this moment to really thank everyone here on the stage, Mr. Prakash Kothari, Dr. Manish Kothari, the Governing Council, all the guests of honor, for inviting me to be here. It always is a pleasure for me to interact with students, to see the hope, that glint, and the passion in your eyes. In a world that is been stricken by a strange disease, I never thought in my lifetime that I would see so many people that I love, know, either directly or one removed, die from a very strange virus. I never thought I would see Russia invade Ukraine. Anytime you read about the different world wars, you thought it was in some other century. This is happening to us right now. In this world, if there is one word that comes to my mind, it is gratitude. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be healthy, and I'm grateful to be here. I request all of you to take a few seconds to be grateful, to be thankful to everyone who has been in your life and who has made this moment happen. The next point I'd like to make to each one of you is be passionate. But unlike what most of us have heard all our lives, which is follow your dreams, be passionate, I will change that slightly to say, passion is in the ordinary. Passion is trying to find meaning from your day-to-day life, in your day-to-day jobs, right? If you think my job at Microsoft is the most exciting, it's only because I make it most exciting. I make sure that every moment of mine is exciting. All of your lecturers, all of your professors, imagine having to deal with all you students year on, but they still have the passion and they make it happen, for each of you. So my suggestion and recommendation to each one of you is to find the passion in the ordinary, in everything that you do. And as a result of it, you will reap the rewards of making that passion happen in your day-to-day life. Be the change. I heard Manish talk about Raman Dubey. Mrs. Rasila Kothari here, she is the one who gave the first 70,000 for this institution to happen. She wanted to be the change. For each one of you, you have the power within you to be that change. So I suggest that look inside and do. Even the smallest thing is going to make a difference. I think many of us keep saying, I don't know how to be the change. I need to be a part of an organization. I need to find that calling. My suggestion is there is so much happening around you. Find, like Venu said, find purpose. Spend a little bit of your time going after that purpose. And over a period of time, when you are my age, you will understand that every little thing that you did mattered. So please always remember to find a way to be the change in the smallest of possible manners. Be content. I think this is a problem that all of us, continue to face. How many of you are on Facebook and Instagram? Does everyone on Facebook and Instagram have the best life possible? right? So every time you see there's a post that's happening, there's someone out there who's having a better life than you are. Someone out there has bought a better bike than you have. Someone out there has bought a better car, better house, a better job. Trust me, everyone out there is seeking and everyone out there is not content. So each of you, every moment that you get drawn in to say, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe my friend out there is better, I think you need to start again looking within and feeling that contentment within you, within the job that you have, around you, right? That's a very, very important part of what our journey is going to be over the next several decades. Be kind. I think a lot of us forget that there is kindness in the smallest of things that we do. Be kind to the person who cleans your toilets. Be kind to that person who's your lab assistant. Be kind to your mother. This is what I tell my children. I'm just kind of putting it in there, right? Be kind to your parents. Be kind. Kindness is something I think we take for granted. We don't pay enough attention to it. So every time I meet people, I say, don't be judgmental, be kind. You do not know what that person's journey has been. And so as a result of it, show them some kindness, show them some love. That will take you a very long way. Lastly, be happy. I think happiness is something that is within each one of us. Happiness is something that is what we're all chasing, right? Even I chase. And I think it's important for each one of us to find joy and happiness in the small things. I was reading about the gems. I didn't get enough time to go through all of your profiles. I was so impressed to see you have, Shejal Sharma. Shejal, where are you? He's not here. So, he's a biker and he has, come and got a degree from ISBR. I think that's wonderful. I hope he continues to bike. Shraddha, I read that you have more than 5,000 quotes. There you are, Shraddha. Congratulations. I should have asked you for some quotes, right? But continue to do what you're doing. Continue to do, each one of you, to lay that path out. But every day, like I said, be grateful, be the change, be content, be kind, and finally be happy. All the very best to each one of you. Good luck on your journeys. And I'm sure ISBR is going to be very, very proud of each one of you and continue to stay in touch with this great institution that has made you successful. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor S. Sadagopan, an eminent scholar and institutional builder, has been the guiding force for the ISBR Governing Council. May I request you, sir, to address the audience.
Good afternoon. Namaskara for everyone in the audience and namaskara for everyone in the dais. So you might have seen something different, right? So normally what people do is we start from here, right? And then you go there. But what is interesting is this is a tradition which is at least about 5,000 years old. There is an Upanishadic tradition. It starts with Namasadase. Then it says Namasadasas First the audience and then the podium. So what I know that it has been long for you. I can read your minds. So what is bothering you? Oh, this old man. I'm 70 plus, I can't help it. This Manish who brought me in. Second, I'm a boring professor, I can't help it. But I will ensure that I shut up in 2 minutes. But I want to tell you something. You might think Upanishads are not cool, but I want to tell you that Upanishads are cool. I already told you one thing, you start from there and then here. And it's some interesting. In Sanskrit, there is a term called Sahridaya. Not by any planning. Professor K.K. Agarwal, of course, we both were together in a committee selecting some directors of institutes 3 days back. And then he actually uses the word Diksha, right? And what is surprising is, go and discover, you all can Google. One Upanishad is called Taittiriya Upanishad. Within that, there is one chapter is called Shikshavali. You actually have a full convocation ceremony there, okay, including an address. And the reason why I'm saying Upanishads are cool is precisely because of that. Because what it says, it's interesting. Of course, there is, sometimes you had a oath, you have to sermonize, and even Manish and others talked about you have to be the change. Latika gave something. So those things are there. Yan janavadhyani karmani thani sevitavyani no itarani. Good things you should do, bad things you should avoid, etc. But it quickly switches over. Yan asmakam sucharitani tani tvayopasyani. As a teacher, whatever you found good in me, follow. More important, what you did not, do not follow. Okay, no itarani. So professors can also be cool. So don't think they're always boring, right? So look at this person. He says, if you find something good in me, take. If you don't find, throw it out. But he goes one step ahead. Yan, okay. Eke chasmat shreyamso brahmanaha tesham tvayasane na prashvasitavyam. You might find teachers who are much better than me. Go after them. And don't even think that, look, I am actually shifting from one supervisor to another supervisor. If you find a better supervisor, go after. Because we are convinced that there will be enough of us who will come back to us. Okay, that shows the conviction. And that also shows the thought process during Upanishad's time. Okay, so you might think that, look, these old people, they will always talk about the old stuff. They will force things on us. They won't give freedom. Not true. We give you all the freedom. Go and enjoy the freedom. And that is, so Upanishads are also cool. And I'm ensuring that I am shutting up in 120 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you for your precious guidance, sir. And now, the most awaited event of the day, conferring certificates to the graduating students. Dear graduates, kindly note that you will be given scrolls which have to be exchanged with your original certificate post-convocation ceremony from the office outside the hall. Request all graduate students to hand over the gowns and collect the coupon to get the original certificates. I now request Dr. B.S. Patil, Dean and Registrar, ISBR B School, to present the list of graduating students, PGDM and PGDM 1 year.
I request our guest of honor, Dr. C.A. I.S. Prasad, to honor the PGDM students with certificates. Abhishek Das, Ambekar Anjali Arun, Anagha M. Anupama Pramod, Apurva Gupta, Arpit Thakur, Reshma Sri, Susmita Sirigina, S. Aarti Sharma. Atreyi Maiti. Avinash M. Abhishek P. Balireddy Gari Keshav-Reddy. Benedict Robin Durai. Darcy Bhagyasri. Kasari Sai Gautam. Shamli Patil. Shivani Kesharwani. Now may I request our guest, Ms. Latika Pai, to honor few of the students. Dota Lokesh Mukesh. Gangul Riya Bishwajit. Ajay Prakash. Karthikeyan R. Jashwant Achari. Karmala. Asula Sandeep. MS Monica. Maheshwaran S. Manaj Sarkar. Manish Kumar Maurya. Muttulakshmi. Nancy Chaudhary. Naveen K. Nikhil Rao. Pallavi Chaudhary. P. Srikanth. Vidhi Patak. Thank you, madam. Now, may I request Mr. N. Venu may I request our chairman, sir, Prakash Patari, to distribute some of the certificates. Srikant, Ranjit Deka, Akshay, Satish Raghavan, Richard Sampson, Saurabh Kumar, Shetty Rajeshwari, Shweta Haldar, Sneha Poddar, Shivam Bhagat, Surendra Prashant, Shweta V, Sai Suman, Vandana Kumari, Priyanka, Saumya Rajan, Farida, Anifa, Saujanya, Nitu Mishra, Harshit Maheshwari, Simranjit Kaur. Aman Hans, Alex Matthew, Akshita, Abhinav Kumar, Apuri Harita, Ashi Singh, Gura Sarikar, Chaitali, Chintala Ramya, Darshani M, Arshit Ved, Mani, Rasula Sandeep, Kaushik Jyoti, Talukdar, Kumatisha Kaya, Shivani Keshwani, Hausam, Meghana Kalpana, Nagala Narmada, Nikhil Rao, Naveen K, Pallavi Chaudhary, Amarat Kalpana, Akshay, Satish Raghavan, Richard Sampson, Srikanth, Surendra Prashant, Shweta V, Thank you, sir. I request Dr. K.S. Lakshmi, Principal ISBR College, to present the list of the graduating MBA students.
I request Ms. Yashaswini to come and give the certificates for the graduating students. Mr. Amitabh De. Mr. Arun Prasad. Mr. Basavaraju. Mr. Chetan. Mr. Deekshit. Mr. Dinesh. Mr. Gyanesh. Mr. Gulshan Kumar. Mr. Satya Ganapati. Mr. N. Karthik. Mr. Kiran. Mr. M. Gautam. Mr. Mayank Jain. Mr. Muhammad Zian. Mr. Nandish. Mr. Vijay Prajwal. Mr. P. Prashant. Mr. Praveen. Mr. Puneet Chakravarti. Mr. Puneet. Mr. G.B. Rakshit. Mr. M. Ramakrishna. Mr. Rohan Robin. Mr. Sandeep. Mr. Shashidhar. Mr. Venkatesh. Mr. Vinod Kumar Kavalur. Mr. Vishnu Suresh. Miss Aishwarya. Miss Apurva Srivastav. Miss Bhumika. Miss Harshita. Miss Jayashri. Miss Neha. Miss Padmavati. Miss Prajwala Srivastav. Miss Pranita. Miss Pratibha. Miss Rashmi. Miss Seema. Miss Shraddha Pandey. Miss Shweta Pujari. Miss Sushmita. Miss Tripura Gayatri. Miss Varshini. Miss Vidyashri.
for the PGDM Executive Course, Ms. Neetu Mishra. Ms. Neetu Mishra. Thank you.
Neetu Mishra. Neetu Mishra. I request Ms. Komala B., Assistant Professor, ISBR College, to present the list of graduating students, that is BCom, BBA, BCA, MCom, LLB.
Good afternoon, all. I, Komala B., Assistant Professor of ISBR College, take this opportunity to invite Sri K. Raghu, FMR President, ICAI, to honor MCom and BCom students. I request Dr. Manish Kothari, sir, to honor MCom and BCom students. I request MCom and BCom students to come on the dais to receive their graduate certificates. Dakshayani KN, Chaitra PN, Saujanya PN, Nirmala A, Siddhalinga Swami S, Vinay Kumar ST, MCom 2019, Shruti S. Devadiga, Manigandan S, Varna Gautami P, Farzana K, Gautami, Shaila RN, Girish GK, Satya N, Shivashankar Nayak, BCom 2018, Pavitra SR, Mohammad Tausif, Mohammad Zabiullah, Mohammad Asif, Renuka C, Michelle Karan K, Sheila Jennifer S, Nishant Gowda, Umair Sisi, Vandana, Pooja.
the students are requested to maintain the decorum. Request you all to be seated.
LLB 2008, Kavita Christo. BBA 2017. BBA 2017. Preeti Verma. Robin George. J.N. Fulwani. BLS Pavan Kumar Reddy. Devika Sarkar. BBA 2018, M. Praneeth Kumar Reddy. Nadia. HR Vikash. Shaisa Taj. Muhammad Natik. Zulkarnain. Ranjit Kumar. Shashi Kumar P. Firdaus Fatima. Bhavya Jain. Anugrah Mishra. Arun Kumar. Ritesh Mohan. Krishnika. Akash K. Sahna RM. Sheikh Kalesha. Hemant. Matti Venkata Sai Vijay. Kirti Vasan E. Satish S. Swami. BBA Aviation 2018, Sriraj VK. Kirtan S. Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all the students. Thank you.
May I now request Dr. Anandaram to please honor the PGDM students. Vidhu Sharma, Gogineni Geetika, Desai Gharki, Jadav Richard, Preeti Viswakarma, Siddharth T. Aditi Bansal, Fiza Malik, Ankit Jaiswal, Santosh, Tarun, Kamaleshkar, Anirban Das, I request Dr. Lakshmi K.S., Principal, ISBR College, to present the list of graduating MBA students.
Request Manohar sir. Tejaswini. Rajeshwari. Vinita. Bhagyashree. Richie Prashad. Rohan Robert. Kushal. Sumit. Ramakrishna. Nitesh.
Thank you. Do we have Toshit Shastri? Toshit? We now have a student testimonial from PGDM, Toshit Shastri.
First of all, hello to everybody. A very good afternoon. My name is Toshit Shastri. To all my peers, hello. And I am a student of PGDM 1921 batch. And I remember the initial days where we knew each other from the interactive sessions and the icebreaker sessions. And then we quickly progressed to trimesters, examinations, dates, submissions. But the best thing about that part was in all these trimesters, we explored our skill sets outside the classroom equally as importantly, where we took on debates, dance competitions, B-plan events at IM Kozhikode, to name a few, where I believe the real learning actually takes place. This in turn helped us to state our prominence among other distinguishable entities like IM Kozhikode, CII, to name a few. Our batch is actually very special and very auspicious because of the fact that we experienced COVID-19 to be hit firsthand. And to take a few minutes back and just remind everybody about how that period was when we didn't know what was going to happen and the whole world had no idea what to expect, right? And I remember situations going from bad to worse. At that time, the biggest question was, how do we do something which has never been done before? The answer is, we do it together. And to the same effect, I'd like to, during those difficult periods of time, I'd like to thank, on behalf of all the students, the teachers, the head of departments for pivoting from the offline to the online mode, which is a very integral part trying to make things work when the going got tough. I saw the teaching itself had changed from testing memory to testing understanding, which I think is a far more valuable thing to do and which I think will also should be pursued going forward. A big acknowledgement to the management, of course, to ensure continuity of our trimesters between that time period. A big acknowledgement goes to all the parents out there. I'm sure there are very few actually because they're very hungry and it's lunchtime almost. And thank you to all the parents because without you all, we would have never been where we are today. A big acknowledgement to the head of departments and the teachers, of course, because they had to really pivot and make things work when we had all against all odds, we were against all adversities. And the HOD, along with the placement department, the placement actually had the most toughest job to get the job opportunities when a majority of people were actually losing their jobs. So I think hats off to all of you guys. Thank you for sticking by your students through an uncertain time period and with unwavering contributions to get placements opportunities. And thank you for fulfilling your call of duty, something I'm sure that will be carried forward to the future batches of ISBR. The final and the best, most acknowledgement is to my students, to very few left, to all the peers out there who actually went ahead, grabbed the opportunity, and got offer letters out of the placements, which I think is the best thing to do in that time frame, which I think deserves a round of applause. Our victories today that we celebrate are won by patience and perseverance. These will always remain ours, etched into time, and they will always remind us of the fact that no matter how difficult an opportunity is, it's in our hands to turn a difficult situation into an opportunity for growth. I hope in the difficult times to come that we all remember and we lead by our own example of how we took a difficult situation and turned it into an opportunity which is for the good and great. When life presents you with difficult situations, my wish for all of you is that you become hope for everybody around you. Because even if we fall short, there is no better way to live. In conclusion, I would like to thank all my friends, my family, my teachers, head of departments, esteemed alumni, distinguished guests. And I will always have all the memories that will always be cherished in my heart. Thank you for the wonderful experience. Thank you.
I would now like to call Dr. Chaitra, who just received her PhD today.
Good afternoon, all dignitaries on the dais, and my fellow friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to stand before you to express my opinion about my journey with ISBR. Teaching is really my passion, but when involved into it, I realized that with dissemination of knowledge, creativity is equally important and definitely significant for a researcher. ISBR has made my experience as a scholar to be easy and seamless. I thank the Research Center for considering me to pursue my PhD program and accommodating me and other scholars with a guidance from best of the mentors from academia and industry. ISBR is a hub of e-resources with a database from EBSCO, access to resources from IIMs, and best-in-class infrastructure to carry on robust research. I thank Team ISBR and my guide, Dr. Manjunath, for handholding me in the journey of research and giving me a blessing to be called as a doctorate. Thank you all. Have a good day. Thank you.
We now request Chairman Shri Prakash Kothari to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the annual convocation ceremony of ISBR 2022 closed.
Thank you, sir. Request the audience to rise for national anthem. I request the band. Is the band around? Band? Please ask the band to come. National anthem. The national anthem. I request the band to start the national anthem.
request the audience to remain standing until the ceremonial procession reforms and leaves the auditorium.
I now request industry guests, faculty members, students, parents, media, and all the guests to join us for lunch. Request all the students, graduate students, to hand over their gowns outside and to collect the coupons to get the original certificates. This is Dr. Anju and Professor Kiran signing off. Thank you, ma'am. Very good job.